Hi. How are you? Welcome to Clover Stream, number 1,567. We've done too many. She's feeling it pretty hard. Pruny, come here. Got the dog started early. Hey, Serenity. How you doing? Tired. Waiting for the next one already. Hey! How you doing, Thef? I'm tired, Serenity. I'm tired. I can't even... I don't know. I had some caffeine. I'm trying to cool it on how much I have daily. I've been a little bit bad about it. Crickens! Hi! First time catching a stream. Well, welcome! Hope you stick around a little bit. We're going to be doing some watercolor ATCs. ATC stands for Artist Trading Card. So they're usually really tiny little pieces. Usually they're a lot of fun to do because they don't take too long. You can get an idea across pretty quickly. And honestly, people enjoy buying them because they're kind of collectible in their original art. So it gets to be a little bit addicting. And I'm speaking from experience. I got addicted to people's ATCs for a while. So, at least it's not too bad of a hobby in terms of like how much you spend, you know? So, I don't know. Rooney, don't throw up. Don't throw up. Go see Papa. So these are examples of that. This one I have to sell and crop down to be this big. This is one we did last week. We also did this one last week. And this one last week. We did 3 on last week's stream. So, who knows how many we'll make today. At least 1. You know? So, I feel like doing a watercolor first off. So, let's do that. But not before talking about how your week was. How was your week? If you don't want to talk about how your week was, you can give me a favorite song of the last year. And why, if you want to. Tell me why. Can you hear me okay, and is the music okay? Let me know. If the art is a little bit pixelated, you might want to up your video quality because I've got this going on a really pretty nice camera, so it should be, you know. Hi, Dennis. Some weeks no stream, other weeks it's early. Early? I switched to 5 o'clock like a month ago now, so just saying. I do have to change my schedule at the bottom of the screen, though. That is my fault. That is very much my fault. A basement flood? No! And replace your water heater. Replacing any of the things downstairs, or I guess for some people it's not always downstairs, appliances. Replacing appliances can always suck. Shopping for appliances sucks. So I'm sorry. That sounds like crap. I'm glad you're here, though, Gurgons. Bruni, not now. We can talk about it later. Pretty okay. Got a lot of recognition at work this week. Yes! Recognition is the best. I miss being at a job just for recognition. Because it felt at least a little bit more normalized and expected every once in a while, where when you're freelance, it's like you can go months to years without any recognition. So, just saying. Signed a penciler for the book. Yeah! Started making stuff. Good. Good. Progress is good. Last colorist and then the entire team. Nice. Well, I hope it goes smoothly and your team gets along well and everything is just pipeline good. Just got back from a 6-hour walk. 6-hour walk?
Damn.
Why? Outside? What? Just getting my way in. Just barely
You live
finished.
in Alaska?
It's Dennis, Gabe.
I don't know where you live.
I forgot where he lives. Catching the Pokemon. You were catching Pokemon for 6 hours outdoors in the summer, August heat? Dennis, Are you okay?
Was he driving around in a...
He said he was walking, not driving. I don't know. Man, you crazy. I don't know if I would... Was that necessary? Our dog rings the bell when she goes outside to go potty. And she just rang it, but it's like she was going out anyway. So it's like, we know. We're taking you out. Why are you ringing the bell? Okay. And for anybody here who is one of my devoted Dandikin, which are people on my Patreon who get an ATC from me monthly based on their interests, if any of you ever see something I do on the stream that you'd like for that month's ATC, you can claim it right away. And it's already paid for since you were on Patreon and it already went through. So that's a nice little bonus for being a patron, I think. You get first dibs. Okay. It's hard for me to actually focus this when there isn't something there. So I would like to do an indoor isometric scene right now. So I think we're gonna try that. I haven't done an indoor one exactly yet, so let's try it. Heat's no big if you let it sink in. If you sit in a sauna. So you sit in a sauna and then you go for a walk, or are you making a metaphor? Yeah, I couldn't. My dogs can't even go outside for more than 10 minutes because our backyard is completely in the sunlight right now. I bought like a little kind of gazebo tent to provide some shade, but I haven't put it up yet. So they go out for max 10 minutes because it's over 90 right now. Today's Community Day, Shiny Magikarp, 4 years ago. Hey! Wow. 60 shiny? Can you sell those? Like, for real money? Because you should. Wow, that's crazy. Good for you. Acclimating that way seems smart. I like it, Dennis. You're hardcore. I appreciate that. Alright. I need to think for a minute what I want to do. Usually I take a couple seconds to think about what I'm going to do before I do it. Most of the time, if I'm going to do an actual piece, I'll do at least one thumbnail. I typically don't need more than 2 or 3 because a lot of it already gets done up here. So when I'm doing it on paper, it's just to kind of finally visualize where things are. On stream, though, I like to kind of keep it spontaneous. So I like to start and finish pieces during the stream without much prep, just so it's kind of fun for you. You get to see something start to finish every stream. Stuff like that. I do bigger pieces, but typically they're off stream and they take a lot of time and it'd be really boring to watch. So I try to keep it interesting. Alright. So I'm going to say, let's go comfort zone. Okay, we're going to do... Maybe, I got Lincoln Logs on the mind. I'll explain that in a little bit. Does anybody remember Lincoln Logs? If you do, mad props. You're as old as me. Sorry too, but you know. So I've got a cabin on my mind because of those. Mouse comfort zone. Let's just do cabin mouse. I don't know. See how it goes. Plus I have a story that has to do with the mouse in a cabin, so this might help me eventually with that. Not necessarily any, you know, large-scale concepting or anything like that, but it's always good to just kind of be doing things that you know you'll eventually have to do. It's like mindless prep that's really, I want to say, not as pressure-filled, you know? Not as bad. Just a question, but is there something sticking on your cam? On the left side, there are 2 small spots where the cam doesn't capture what you're drawing. Oh no, what is that? Oh my god, I don't know what that is. Wow, that seems kind of bad. What is that? I wonder if that's on a different layer. Oh, hopefully that's not the actual camera. That would be bad. Well, 2 streams. Has it really? I didn't even notice it today. Alright, tell you what, Serenity. I'm going to... If this crashes, I'll be right back. Okay, it's not the camera. That means it's a graphic. So let me go through my graphics real quick. Some of these things may or may not come back. Wasn't me. Wasn't that. Wasn't that. Yeah. Oh, there it was. Oh. It's my animation of my little clovers. Don't worry about it. It was originally supposed to be for, like, if I did clover magic and I do that and I'm like, oh, wait. Oh, damn. Bah. But I never actually fully implemented it, so we'll get rid of that. That's not helping anybody right now. Okay. Thank you, Serenity. Troubleshooting 101. I'm just glad it wasn't the camera. I thought it was, like, broken. Lincoln Logs, I had, but they were like the precursor to my obsession with Legos. Dude, I liked Lincoln Logs more than Legos. I really did. Even though they were like, you know, they're for simps. I'm a simp. I'll admit it. Yeah, it didn't look like it was a lens-based thing because it looked very graphical. You know, it was a grid, and if it were on the camera lens, it probably would have been a smudge or something similar that looked more organic, but... Anyway, okay. We got that figured out. Thank you for that. I don't know why I didn't notice that. That's weird. Okay. What were we talking about? Mice. Mouse. Mouse cabin. So yeah, Lincoln Logs. It's all in the brain right now. So... Let's do that. No one answered my song question, you guys. What's been your favorite song this past, like, either year, maybe month, week? Have you gotten a new favorite song recently? We won't go all time, because that's a little bit harder to do, I feel. Saying your all-time favorite song is always a little bit difficult. Alright, so first I'm going to draw a cube, just to make it easy. All these horizontal lines match up. I'll go parallel to the crop zone. Right. Oh, for any of my curious collectors that are here, I figured out your guardian for this month last night. And for anybody interested, I will actually show an early concept of it. So, my Curious Collector tier is a monthly kind of lore subscription where every month I make a new creature and then I do a whole backstory to it and an origin, and then you also get little trinkets and things with it. So usually it's either a button or a magnet that features that guardian for that month. And then you get a lore scroll, which has the background, all the origin stuff. You get a fortune buff, I like to call it. It's called the Guardian's Gift, but it's like... It's kind of like a horoscope, something similar, but, you know, it's its own thing. And then you either get, like, stickers, a print, or I do, like, an upgrade to the button or the magnet. So for this month, I'm still not sure what the extra is going to be yet, but as far as the actual thing is concerned, here's the Guardian. Let's see if I can show this pretty easily. Hopefully it shows up on the camera. So it's technically, and usually I don't, it's really blue. It doesn't look this blue in person. Maybe I can show it on the regular camera. You see it on there you go. That looks a lot better. So, it's my take on a dust bunny. and what their role is in your home. So it'll tell you all about their job, what they do, as well as, giving you little fun things to have as well. So that's the Curious Collector tier on my Patreon. I do have an international version that's $10 a month. This one for US is $8 a month. And then hopefully next month I'll be starting digital ones. So, and those I think will be $5. So depending on, if you like physical rewards or, anything like that, it's up to you. Hey Guy, how you doing? Just cleared my apartment with the soundtrack of Fellowship. That was probably pretty epic, I take it, Megan. Can't think of anything for music that I listened to lately, not even on repeat. I Need a Hero, yes. Classic. Oh, cute, Megan. Really? Oh, Dennis, good. I really wanted to intend them for kids, but it's really, really difficult to market to children. I feel weird saying that every time, but it's like I have to talk to parents to be able to see if they want it for their kids, so it's like, it's really weird. Marketing stuff for kids is really difficult and very touchy in a lot of ways. So I have to be very careful. But I'm glad they enjoy them. If they want to spread the word to other parents, awesome. That would really help. So, I also actually have September's worked out too. Whoa, I'm ahead. So I'm going to try to actually get ahead. Don't quote me on this, but I'm going to try and get way ahead with these so that I can kind of do them at the beginning of the month instead of middle to end. And then also, every month, for those that are on the tier and still don't know, there's a thing I do at the end of the month for them that's called Generating Guardians. And I do a kind of like a behind the scenes, how I thought of it, how I made it. I show you all the steps I took. And every month it tends to be different because I do approach these a different way every month. So like the way I designed this one this month was totally different than last month or any of the other, 15, 16 months I've done this. It's different all the time, which I love. That's my thing. I love having something different all the time. But you can read about how I went through the whole process, so it's pretty cool. In case you're into the, how did they make this? Loot boxes. I did want to start, marketing it as a loot box, but I don't know, Patreon's different in a lot of ways. So to get people to even trust Patreon or know what it is actually still really difficult. And to get people onto Discord is a whole different story. Which is fine, I get it. It's hard, but anyway, alright. Let's see. Well, Gabe used to actually do something like that, Megan. He did an ATC card pull, where he had one of those, I guess they're just you put a card deck in it and you pull out the cards, right? And he'd...
Poker.
What?
It's like for casinos.
Yeah, it's like a casino poker deck dealer thing where you put the thing in and then you just slide out a card. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, he would either put actual ATCs he's finished in it or blank ones that's like a random, yo, you got a commission randomly, I'll draw whatever you want. So it was really cool and really addictive. So you'd pay maybe $15 for one of those, and once in a while you'd hit the jackpot and get a commission one, which would be a third of the cost that it normally is. So it was a really smart idea. But yeah, it was really fun. Watching people do it was really cool. And then, way back, a long time ago, when Gabe was doing, fan art things, he would do, a dollar pull. And that was cool, except carrying around a bunch of ones sucks. So we ended up upgrading it to the ATCs because just $1 print cards was, ugh. I would have tracked him down. Well, the thing is, Megan, I think you and I started being friends after Gabe and I split up doing conventions. Because there's a time we would table next to each other, like years ago. And this was before our children, our dogs. But now we switch off conventions so that somebody's always home with the dogs. But before we got the dogs, we'd be at cons together for every con. It was pretty cool. Because it'd be like, you know, we're at work, but we get to play, and it's, you know, we're next to each other, so we get to have fun. It was really fun. I miss it a lot. Who knows if we'll ever get to do it again, but, or just cons in general at this point. Who knows? But you wouldn't have even had to track him down. He would have been right next to me. So we usually had tables right next to each other. Gabe, I wonder if there's a way you can, like, replicate that online. You're right, trying to think of it. You could videotape it.
Well, I've seen people do. There's one guy that.
Or you could do it on Twitch.
Well, no, there's one guy that does it with a gumball machine for toys. But I think I'm gonna do that with like ATCs, like you're saying. But
you could do a bingo thing.
But I'm gonna record it on Instagram, so if somebody wants it, you know.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, I guess we're gonna do that now. So if you want to see how Gabe does that, are you gonna do that on your channel then?
Maybe I'll set it up on.
Well, that's Gabe's stuff. So if anybody's interested in that,
Do you think I should stream tomorrow?
I think you could try if you feel like it. I mean, it's, you know, you got done with your deadline. Why not? Ooh, question. Cricken says, I just finished paying off my pet and armor. Oh, okay. I know who you are. Okay, and wanted to go down to Devoted Dandelion. They're sold out. Is there a way to know when those slots open up? So, Twillo, because you're already a patron, you get kind of an extra special in. So the slots are technically for anybody who's not a patron already. So now no one outside of Patreon can get on that tier. But those that want to multi-class on my Patreon can do it anytime. If you want to stay a Curious Collector, because I think you still are. Pretty sure. Yeah, you are. If you still want to do that, you can add on $20 to get the monochromatic one color. So that's like, if you want to, you can type in monochromatic, but usually it's just a one color thing, or 30 and you get color. So if you just add that on to the 8 that you're already paying, you're in already. And then I'll send you a doc that you can fill out to get like I get your interests, I get your favorite things, favorite objects, foods, drinks, flowers, anything, animals, all the stuff, so I can have a bunch to work with every month. So yeah, whenever you feel like it, if you want one for this month, tack on either the 20 or 30, and I can do that. Convince my brother to dog sit. Yeah, we have to even check out Facebook Live sometime, Megan. I haven't even gotten to dig into that much. Aw, dang it, guy. Gabe just left. I'll tell him when he comes back. Octopus in giant font. Hey man, if that's what you're about, I'm totally cool with that. I don't think there's anything I really wouldn't draw other than fan art, porn, and centipedes. I really don't want to draw a centipede. I could try to draw it like super chibi cute, but man, I don't even know if that would do it. Okay, so I'm doing a 2-level thing here. I think it'd be cute if we had... Oh, this is going to be a lot of, like, architecture crap. I'm going to make everything extra chonky big because I don't want to go too crazy, but... Does somebody want to get braggy and tell me about something good that happened to him this week. I want to hear good stuff. Oh, Guy Drawing said hi.
Hello. Bugs, come. Bugs.
Okay, let's make a big, let's see, make a little kind of sack pillow. And then it'd be cute if there was like, yeah, this is going to be a little bit more intricate than we've done in the past on stream, I think. Give him a little leaf blanket. Oh, also, for anybody who isn't really interested in my other Patreon things, I do have one that's $3 a month that you get to see kind of all my process. I do GIFs and I do like behind the scenes things. This last update for August, I did a time lapse of 10 ATCs. I did it once. And I watercolored all 10 at once. And those are actually my Devoted Dandikin ones. So if anybody here is a Devoted Dandikin and was last month and you want to see your card get made, if you haven't checked Patreon recently, there is a link to a YouTube video in there where you can watch your card be made. So Megan, yours is in there too. No, millipedes are good. Megan, millipedes are good. Centipedes are not good. I like millipedes. They're really cute. Centipedes are no-go. Fan art of a centipede porn. As long as it could be really cute and there were no naughty bits, I could do that. As long as it wasn't a property of something like, if it was a friend, sure. I'm okay doing fan art of friend stuff. That's good, Guy. Paying your bills? That's a good one. Yeah, everybody, check out Megan's podcast. Megan, if you want to give a pitch for it, go for it. You did? Oh, I'm glad you watched it. Okay, so got this. I think I want to do the mouse somewhere in here, but I don't. Oh man. Okay, hold on. So I think I'm gonna show a little cross section over here of like how to get downstairs. I'm thinking of this as you're seeing it, so it's gonna be a little bit messy right away. Yeah, you guys are actually all into the same stuff, so definitely check out each other's things. It's kind of funny. I guess I attract the same type of crew, which is good because you're all awesome and I love it. I finally got my desk set up in the past week. Oh man, it's amazing what getting in a rug in your little area can do. I got a rug that's green with leaves on it. Don't judge me. I'll put up a picture on Patreon at some point so you guys can see my rig. It's nothing special and it's a mess, but I love it. It's the only way I'd have it. I think I'm gonna go with tried and true ladder. I enjoy ladders. I think they're very simple. They're not a good long-term solution for anything, I feel like, because everybody gets old and then you can't really have a ladder. But it's good for a tight space, you know? I want that rug in my life. I can show you the rug. Hold on. I will get you a link to the rug. It is a beautiful rug. For some reason I'm signed in as Gabe on this browser. What? Hold on. Gabe, are you in my chat? Oh, there's a leaf bath mat. Oh no. I shouldn't have seen that. Oh, it's really cute too. Oh, there's a fern rug, you guys. So I had to get this rug because it's thin, so I can actually put my, you know, my office chair on it. But if I was buying, you know, just like a chill rug, it'd probably be a little bit more plush than this. So this is seriously like... Gabe, can you go into... I know you're signed into my account on Amazon somewhere. Can you go into past orders and get the exact link for my rug and post it in the chat? Because I'm logged in as you on here, and that does not help me. I've heard a lot about that Ghost of Tsushima game. It sounds good. Like, everybody that's been posting stuff, it looked really good. Okay, so down here, I wanted it to be actually like a boat setup. I know that sounds probably kind of dumb, but I want him to be able to, like, you know, that's his, like, outdoor, he can start traveling right away, because his basement has a canal to the outside. How cool. Yes, leaf bath mat. Oh my god. Leaf bath mat. I've had a lot of people lately that see my my isometric things and they're like, where are the characters? Who lives here? And so I never draw them in because, I mean, I want you to kind of imagine who'd live here, but since I've been getting so many people asking, I think I'm just gonna put this little guy in this time so you know who owns this place. Oh, also, I know I'm like marketing centric lately. Also, I lost a lot of followers on Instagram lately because I actually did a little bit of a marketing blitz, and man, I must have just spammed too much because I lost a few people. But again, I've made my... I have 2 coloring books. I have one that is about mermaids being jerks, and I called it Merjerks, and it was for Mermay 2 years ago? I think 2 years ago. And half the proceeds go to sea charities. But I had made that one digital, and then I have another one called Nature Notes, which is all animals playing instruments. And that one's a little bit more hoity-toity. Like, I don't know if you want a more serious thing of drawings of animals playing instruments. I guess neither is serious, but really it's, I don't know, it feels more serious somehow. But both are on my Etsy under the digital downloads section. In case you want those, you can print them at home, or if you want to get better at digital painting, you can actually download it, bring it into Photoshop, add a layer, and do a multiply thing, and then paint them digitally. I feel like a lot of people don't think about that with downloadable coloring books, but you can digitally color them too, you know. Is that my rug? Let me see. That is my rug, yeah. And you can get it in different sizes and colors, but it's a good rug. I was surprised. Venetian style. Yeah, Gabe's currently playing the Batman Arkham games. I'm making him. Yeah, I want a leaf-shaped rug too, but I mean, usually those are really shag heavy. Like, they're thick. This is a nice, like, it gets the point across, but it's still professional for an office setting. So it's an office rug, okay? It's, you know, it's for my chair and all that stuff. Did you play Arkham Knight though, Dennis? The supposed third one that's not by the same team that did the other two? I haven't played it. I played Asylum and City, but I didn't play Knight. And I heard nothing about Arkham Knight. I don't even know if it's technically good. No idea. This way I can do some dark water too. A lot of you know I usually do pretty light colored water. So at least this time, I'm gonna put big slats on this ladder too. It is by the same team? Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of, the prequel. I saw that they added, like, you can actually do the Batmobile, but they had to redo a lot of stuff in the game to make that work. Prequel's not good. I wouldn't assume it is. Yeah, I don't know. Even Arkham City, admittedly enough, felt like it was kind of trying to force a lot more content into it. I mean, they did a pretty good job making it all work, but I mean, you didn't have to put in Calendar Man, that's all I'm saying. He didn't need to be there. I don't know who in the Batman fandom is like, where's Calendar Man, you guys? Solomon Grundy was cool, but Calendar Man could have passed on that. Just saying. Could have saved some time. But, I don't know, maybe there's one guy that was like, you guys, you know, we're doing this, let's do it right, let's put in Calendar Man. It's like, you don't need to put in Calendar Man. Someone in the chat is crying at me right now. Why not Calendar Man? What's wrong with you? What have you got against Calendar Man? Everything. Get Calendar Man out of here. Something I was noticing, though, is just how close so many of the villains are. Like, I mean, if you think of kind of how a lot of them acted, and then going back and looking at like the character models, they really didn't get much variety at all. All the bad guys that aren't like main villains, they're all like huge, you know? The Long Halloween was such a big comic that now everybody has a giant boner for Killer. Yeah, I could see that then. It's like, we gotta put in Calendar Man. Remember Long Halloween? Oh, that's not a good reason. It's Calendar Man. Put him in. Yeah. Well, okay, if you, Megan, if you're talking about that one Joker that was in Batman, the Animated City, there's the Batman animated series, not Batman, the animated series, but the Batman, where he looked like he had dreadlocks. I actually ended up liking that one. At first, I was super, super skeptical, and I was like, I never want this. But he kind of grew on me. And I ended up getting the figure, because it was actually kind of cool. I don't know. That was in college, though. Maybe it's stupid now. I don't know. I'm revisiting a lot of stuff that I liked at one point, and then now I'm like, because even watching Gabe play the Batman games now, I'm like, oh man, this is really, really sexist. Like, way sexist. And it was just, anyway. Yeah, if you're talking about the Titan thing, yeah, that's weird. It's weird. I mean, at least they got Conroy and Hamill to voice them, so then you get the fanboys on for that at least. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how many versions of everything they're gonna do before they just stop. You know? I'm gonna fade this out. Maybe put over... Let's do... No, because I was gonna put Wheels of Cheese. If you guys saw Wheels of Cheese in an illustration, would you assume they're humans, or would you assume that the mouse makes his own wheels of cheese if they're small? Like Baby Bells. Baby Bell cheese. Hi, Slightly Stupid. Welcome. How you doing? Okay, so we got a bed. We have a hearth. I like drawing hearths. Hearths? Hearths? I'm gonna assume it's hearths, not hearths. I would assume they're stolen. But from other mice or from humans? Because I don't want to put in little wheels of cheese and have you think there are humans here. I don't want humans here, you know. Thank you for the follow, Stupid. Stupid. I'm okay. I'm a little tired. Thank you, Serenity. Yeah, it's so cringy. Okay, so you'd say he made his own. Okay, I'm gonna put that in then. Because I don't want to put in wheels of cheese and have humans. Because, man, I'll tell you, probably 98% of my art is humanless. I don't want humans anywhere near my animals. In a lot of these, it's just, it's gonna ruin everything if humans are there. So you can assume if anything and, you know, you see an animal in one of my things, it's just a humanless world then. If I draw a human, then they're humans. But typically, if it's an animal world, no humans. None. Yeah, get them out of here. They got to the big cheese and carved a small ball to transport. Oh. It's pretty clever. I mean, human level clever, if not more so. Maybe even with some magical abilities. Just saying. I'll give him more credit than I give most humans. How about that? Oh, we're gonna break the thing here. Let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, I might actually put... Yeah, let's do that. That'd be fun. I'm gonna put some wood rafters here. There we go. Do that, do this, do this, do that. Usually I would move the piece around more, but I don't want you guys to get like vertigo or any crap, so I'm not gonna do it too much. Oh, and yesterday was National Lighthouse Day. So if anybody wants to see a story I did around the light mouse. Here, hold on. Oh man, hold on. Okay. If you go on to my Instagram and you go okay, you go here, right? And you go down here, and you go over, and this one that has a little candle and a mouse. Oh my god, there you go. See? Candle and a mouse. You click that, boom. You got the light mouse. It's a whole story about a mouse that runs a lighthouse. Kind of. And it looks like this, most of it. So it's a full wordless story that you can watch, I guess. It's like an animatic, kind of. But you can do that. Because it was National Lighthouse Day or whatevs. Alright. Dang, Cupid, you're smart. You know a lot about cheese. I can dig that. This will be kind of his storage unit, I guess. Bag, box, okay. We'll have this here, so he's got some handholds. Just gonna have it where he's got some little pill bugs that live under his floor. This one will be sleeping. I really dig cross sections. I think they're cool. They don't even have to be of real stuff. I just really like cross sections. Dude, but at least you're attempting to make cheese. I don't even know anybody who's really tried to make their own cheese. That's nuts. Like, good for you for even attempting something that's just... I don't know, cheese sounds like human transmutation to me. It's like super taboo and unattainable. But, you know, if you know somebody that tries it, you're like, whoa. Hardcore. Respect. I don't know anybody else who's gonna liken making cheese to human transmutation, but there we are. We're there now. Yo. Thev, your dad's an alchemist. That's cool. Well, that's if you want to do the tags. So the tags can take a while. Actually, Serenity, you can link directly to stories. I don't know why I didn't do that to start with. Hold on. I will help. Thank you, though. So if you do want to see each individual post, Serenity's posted a really good link for that. But, yeah, if you just open the story, you gotta be signed in. But, oh, Megan! You're so sweet. You gotta be signed in. Because Instagram's starting to be difficult, you know. But, your dad's a pirate. Lucky. Pirate dad. I made a Bitly? I didn't even know I made a Bitly for that. I do plan on making Lightmouse into like a downloadable book and all that, but I gotta get time to actually format it, and there are a couple scenes I wanted to add to it. Doing it daily really made it so I didn't have a ton of time, but yeah, I do want to revisit it, but for right now it's still in its raw, pure form, in case anybody wants to read it. It's cute. Nonetheless, it's cute. If nothing else, got that. Every once in a while, I go a little bit mental, and if I don't get to work on one of my stories, I'll just do a daily one, which it ends up being super rough, but it's fun, and it gets my wiggles out, as we like to say. Did I really? How did I do that? Oh my god, how did I do that? Oh my god. I must have never sent that. That was to my Etsy. I feel stupid. Yeah. do it without the thing. I'm sorry. That was in my chat and I just pasted after it, so. Oh yeah, comfort zones are BS. Unless you're warming up drawing, then it's okay. Or if you're doing a stream where lots of people are watching. Comfort zones are okay then. Especially when you get some new people in. Comfort zone usually is a good way to show them kind of what you normally do. But when it comes to actually, you know, growing yourself and becoming more of a worldly individual and all that, you want to try to break your comfort zone because it can be dangerous. Comfort zones can definitely be dangerous. So I'm going to do some wide trim here. And then we'll do little slats later on. We'll do a different kind of leaf, I guess. Leaf rug! Real time. Yeah, I feel dumb. Don't worry about it. Okay, I know this question gets so trite, and I ask it every week, but man, I do care, and I really want to know if anybody is doing something fun. But in the next week or so, does anyone have any plans that sound even remotely fun, or you're excited about, or happy? Because man, some of us just need to hear happy news, no matter who it is, whether we know you or not. Molotov, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Well, Serenity, Serenity, I'm glad you stepped out of your comfort zone. The fact that, I mean, you're not pro is okay. I mean, it's so hard to know what pro means, because really it's a mindset. I feel like once you start selling your stuff, you've gotten to a point you think you're at least sellable, right? Your stuff's sellable. So how is that not professional at that point? Like, you're going from hobby to business then, so it's more of a professional mindset, right? So saying that you don't think you're pro, what does that actually mean? You know? It could be a lot of things, honestly, but blacksmithing! Yes! My aunt actually picked up silversmithing as a hobby. So she's making a lot of her own jewelry and stuff. It is really cool. I wish I had like poked her more about how to do it, but... Oh, cute, Megan! Congrats to them! Oh, that's gotta feel pretty cool. Have they been dating a long time? Good for them. That's wonderful. Love, 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 love. Nine years. 8 years. My eye blurred. 8 years. That's crazy good. Good for them. I'm gonna put another pill bug up here. Sleeper. Sleeper bug. I also enjoy things hanging from rafters, so maybe like a little net that's got some pots in it, maybe? Maybe some sacks. This is gonna probably have a lot of things that get lost before I actually go back in and detail them once more after they get colored. You know what, though, Serenity? We're always going to be learning. You know, I don't think anybody 100% always knows what they're doing with stuff. Like, I've done, I don't know how many, over 500 pet portraits at this point, right? And each one does have the same process, but I wouldn't want to say that I 100% know what I'm doing every single time. That sounds almost, I don't know, a little bit egotistical, just because it's like you don't want to admit there's any margin for error. Where I feel like no matter how many times you've done something, there could always be something that could go wrong or just be different. And because of that, you know, I think nothing is ever 100%. So the fact that you're not on it, I think that's fine, you know? Oh, cool, Thev. Keep us updated with that in the Discord. What's the future hold? Do you want to elaborate on exactly what you mean? Like immediate future? Long-term future? Like what do you want to know? I'm gonna fade these off, I think. See if I can't do a little bit of dark sides that kind of fade into where this goes. Treat a little differently than the other ones. For the near future, I gotta keep doing the pet portraits I've got. I've got a pretty big backlog of like 60 of them. And then every month I do my Patreon reward tiers. So my Curious Collector stuff, which is pretty fun. I do a coloring book page every month for my $3 tier people. I do my Devoted Dandykin ones, which are an ATC every month for those people. And then if I have any time left over from all that, that'd be my free time. But I don't really get much free time lately. It probably won't free up until next year, but my long-term projects are like, I've got 3 stories that are fully written that I want to finally illustrate and put out. But those are going to require a very focused mindset with nothing else kind of getting in the way and my time being paid for, technically, for it. So I either have to do a bunch of savings, which in this COVID climate isn't exactly a thing. Savings. So hopefully I'll figure that out by next year and figure out a way to get paid for the time I need to do the story stuff. Could potentially be a tier on my Patreon to learn about how I'm going about the story, because I feel like people might be interested in how to do that. So but yeah, otherwise I just stream ATCs every Saturday at 5 p.m. Central. And then, I don't deviate too much from my current schedule, mainly because I can't, but yeah, long term, the stories, short term, Patreon and commissions. For those of you waiting on me for commissions, I'm going to try to, and I think there are at least 2 of you in here, I'm going to try to knock those out as soon as I get done with the other stuff every month. So my free time isn't free right now. It's full of the things I owe people. But most of the people that I owe things to are amazing people, so I'm okay owing you. There you go, Serenity. And honestly, that's what you do. You end up learning on the job. As soon as you make that leap into, yeah, I'm going to start doing my art for other people, then you do start seeing your mistakes faster because you actually have deadlines then. It's totally different than doing art for yourself. So I think it's smart that you're doing it for other people. You're obviously going to grow, with doing it a bunch. And sometimes faster than you would if you were doing it on your own. So I commend you. I think that's smart. How do you guys deal with burnout? We're in a whole nother level of burnout, surprisingly. We can't get burned out. We've actually, this is going to sound so egotistical, but we've gotten to the point where we can't burn out. So we figured out how not to by varying what we do so that it's always different and working different parts of us, I guess. So, like, if I'm doing a bunch of pet portraits and I feel like I'm getting close to burnout, I have to switch gears, but I have to get ahead enough to know that if I'm switching gears, it's not affecting any timelines. So it's almost like working in advance to kind of buy you the time to not exactly burn out, because that, to me, that means you're not doing anything, but we have to be able to switch gears to still make money, because it's our only form of income is to keep making art. So we switch to something that doesn't feel exactly like the other thing we were doing. So me doing the ATCs is totally different than me doing the pet portraits, right? So mentally it's different. It's more creative, freeing, all that stuff, less formulaic, things like that, and it feels different. So similarly to, I used to have a full-time job where I worked in a game design company, right? And I wanted to do my own personal projects when I got out of that. But at a first glance, it's like, I'm doing art all day, and then I come home and I do art, I'm gonna just go crazy. You have to really make an effort to divide the two, so that doing art during the day in that facet is different than when you get home and you're doing it for you. So that can really take a little bit of time to train yourself. But once you do, it's mainly about getting excited for things in advance and finding the things you're excited about with them. And I think with freelance, you have to do that kind of no matter what. You have to figure out what excites you about a project to be able to do it appropriately and to the, caliber that it should be. Sagi's got ice cream. Oh, hi, come over. Oh, what kind? Tell me about the ice cream. Oh, man. Yeah, dive in. Tell me about it. Details. But, I mean, if there are times that for whatever reason, I think once in a while Gabe's wrist will give out if he's inking too much, and you just gotta rest it. Because if anything happens, and this is why it's so important, I'd say rule number 1 when you're doing art for a living and, you're freelance, make sure you're always ahead. Because if you're not and something happens to you and you didn't buy yourself time, you're going to get behind immediately. So he usually gets ahead on all his work, and if something happens, like his shoulder will start hurting from inking and stuff like that, so he can take a night or two off to actually rest it, and then it'll be better again, because you don't want to work through any sort of injury ever, because that's just going to make the recovery 3 times longer, and that's going to be worse. And this goes for mental, physical, anything. You want to take that time off to make sure you recover, or else it's going to be a lot worse. So really listen to your body when you're doing art of any kind, and if it hurts, stop. Work a different thing, See, yeah, Mushroom Mother, it sucks because Cloverkin used to be a 4chan thing, and I learned there's this whole, it went away and now it's coming back, and I get this question now, and it's no, that's my brand name. And people are making these assumptions and stuff, and it's I had nothing to do with whatever that is. I have no idea what it is. So I don't even know technically what I'm calling myself for those people, but yeah, it's just my brand. Sorry if that's a letdown somehow. I don't know. Oreos and nuts, yo. But yeah, when I got the name Cloverkin, I made sure to look around to see if it was taken or it meant anything else. And the only thing I found was one page that had said something about it in 4chan, and it was from like years before. So I thought it was dead. So I took it over because I like it. I think it fits what I do. But for some reason, Tumblr's been bringing it back, and I'm a little bit scared because a lot of people have been taking the username too now. So, like, I know I tried to get TikTok a while ago, and I'm glad I didn't. But I was trying to get it, and some 13-year-old girl had the name, and I was like, okay, well, that sucks. I mean, I tried to talk to her, and she hadn't used her account for I don't know how long, so...
Real quick.
What?
Did you, with the whole burnout thing, did you mention, I only half heard, but did you mention the we can't burn out?
Yeah.
Like, we don't
Oh,
have
yeah.
to
That was number one. Okay. Yeah. I say we, like, plan in advance to not burn out. Okay. Oh, no! Why did you all of a sudden blur? Hold on, guys. I don't know why that happened. Autofocus. Get out of here. Up. Here, turn on my contrast a little bit. Oh, okay. See, I don't even know what otherkin means, you know? Like, I feel kind of on the outside of this, and I probably should know, but I don't really want to look it up out of fear. I don't know what it means. Oh, weird. Really, Soggy? It's gonna be a painting. Like, this is what I did on last week's stream. A four-leaf clover. That's so weird. Everything is porn. Obviously. I did this one too. This one has a glow component to it. Glow in the dark. So, I know it doesn't, you probably can't tell. So this one doesn't have anything. This one does. So it reacts with glow in the dark and UV lights and stuff. And then we did this one too. That one was a little bit more loose and fun. But so this time I wanted to do the interior of a mouse's cabin, where his basement is like a canal he takes to get to places. So that's what's up. These are all purchasable. So on my streams I try to make it so I can think of an idea, pencil it, watercolor it, and then pretty much be done with it by the end of the stream. So each stream is like a nice, compact, full project that I think of then. Because I feel like that's more exciting for people to watch than me plucking away at like a 16-hour-long project or something. Like, I wouldn't want to watch that. I don't know. Oh, really, Sagi? Okay. No, that's actually a good assumption. That makes sense. From what I've seen of what it could potentially be, that makes sense. So, I think you're probably right. The pixels. Here, I'll just show this one again. This one I like. This one I still have to put on my website to buy, but... Subculture who socially and spiritually identify as not entirely human. I guess that makes sense for me then. If I'm like an elf, clover based? I don't know. Actually, it makes a lot of sense for the clover pip that I have. Actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense then. I guess it's not so bad. I mean, it probably implies there's some sexual side to it, but I don't care. Is what it is. I'll deal with it when I have to deal with it, I guess. Alright, so we got Wheels of Cheese over here. Made by the mouse himself. Got a little pill bug. Pill bugs are kind of now a staple in my work. Pill bugs and caterpillars. see, what else can we do here? I think we're almost ready to paint. Sagi, how you been? How's work? In the corona climate, I'll call it. Since all conventions have been canceled, which was our main source of income, we've been leaning into things like Patreon more, for sure. Patreon is amazing for us, so gotta love my patrons, man. You want the raccoon with the antlers again? There you go. So he was manifesting something out of nature garbage. Since I had kind of explained earlier that I don't like to have humans in my work, I was like, well, he's a raccoon, so what would be garbage in nature? Because I don't want to put in, like, a Burger King wrapper, right? And like I said, this one has the glow elements. Megan, if you're still here, I sent out your other one that you ordered. So, I sent that out yesterday? I think I sent it out yesterday. So you can kind of see it fade off and fade in. I wonder if I hold this under the light, if you'll be able to see it. If I charge it. Nah. You get it. Well, thank you! Thanks, guys. Yeah, I like to add that to some stuff. So maybe I'll make this guy a little firefly, maybe? Actually, a firefly would be cute. So then we can actually put some glow elements to this. I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of glow to every piece, because you can't really see it when, you know, the light's on. And then when it's off, it's like an added bonus. So why not add it, you know? Mushroom Mother, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Thank you. Yeah, I do try to put a lot of lore behind everything. On my Patreon, on the Curious Collector tier, that's actually like a monthly loot box that I have that I make lore behind a creature every month. So this month, I'll show it again for anybody who's not a Curious Collector. And eventually I'm going to have a digital tier of it, but right now it's physical. But this month it's going to be a dust bunny. I typically don't do creatures that have pre-existing lore or names or anything like that, but this month I got pretty inspired by the Dust Bunny and I figured out a kind of cool backstory for them. So I'll be sharing that with my Curious Collectors this month, and that doesn't have a limit on it, so as many people as I get on that tier, I will make that work. So if you like lore and you like original characters every month and little buttons and things, because typically, let me get one of the buttons. Okay. So here are actually a couple examples. So you get either a button or a magnet, whichever you prefer, and I make a little version of, these are past ones. You can get past ones on my website too. If you go to clovercan.com/ what did I make it? MMGs? Let me double check this real quick. I don't want to give you the wrong address. I always forget if I made it plural or not. No, I didn't. Okay. So it's just this. You can see all the past ones I've done. If you go there. This one was for March. These are 3 of the 4 elements in nature. The 4th one I don't have a pin handy of, I don't think. No, I don't have one right now. This one was a dandelion pip, which I call pips. Pips are like plant deities. So there's a pip for every type of plant. So this was the dandelion one, because if you flip it upside down, it's like a dandelion. And he had his own little story revolving around what he does for dandelions everywhere. And then this one is actually having to do with fireflies. Since this was last month, July's, I saw fireflies everywhere, so he actually has a glow element too. If you look at that. The other ones don't, but this one does. So they also either get stickers or print, something like that, normally. But in this case, for this one and for this one, their extra that month was that this one was a little bit more 3D and had auxiliary elements, we'll say. And then this one has the glow-in-the-dark factor. So, I hand make these too. So you can find out if you end up becoming one, how I do it, because every month I do a, like, how I did it thing too, that you can see. Anyway, back to the thing. If you have any questions, let me know. I get excited about that every month. That's like my one passion I at least get to do every month. But yeah, it is technically like I'm making a fantasy field guide, and every month you get a little snippet of what that's going to be. Eventually I will probably compile them into a book, but you're definitely not getting all the extras that come with getting it every month. You're just going to get the lore basically and some illustrations. It's not as much as getting like the magnet and all that. So, and it's only $8 if you live in the US, so it's pretty cheap. And honestly, the only way or only reason I can offer it that cheap is because I have a lot of people on it now. It's a lot harder when you don't have many people on it, but it's $8, and shipping alone for me is $3 for those, so I'm only making $5 per. Which I'm still happy about. I enjoy doing it. Because if nothing else, I get to do one of my favorite things in the world, which is to make characters every month. So, it's really fun for me. We need more light sources here. I'm gonna have to add like a candle at some point. Maybe I'll add that. Maybe one here. And then over here, we could just have, I guess, another box or treasure chest, something. Maybe just another box. The treasure chest would be cool, though. It'll be in the dark, so make it so it's like, ooh, what's he got over there? Basically, yeah. That's what it is. Because there are at least 2 or 3 of them where I give a spell. I don't want to say it's like a spell, but it's like a spell. It's you know, like last year for October it was the Squash Spirit. And if you look at that website, you'll see what he looks like. But he came with a little it was called a pumpkin prayer. And it was basically the thing that you recite once you get a pumpkin that you're going to turn into a jack-o'-lantern. And it kind of transfers the property of the squash from the Squash Spirit to you. So that you're thanking and acknowledging the Squash Spirit for giving you this pumpkin that is now your ward against evil at your house, sort of thing. So, I don't know. God, it sounds so weird when I put it like that. But, I don't know. Like I said, if you like rituals, if you like cute things, and if you need a little pick-me-up every month, because the fortune buff that I give with them, too, is like a horoscope, and I really try to revolve it around good feelings and positivity. So it takes an attribute from the Guardian and makes it something that it bestows to you. So, let's see. So for the Baturi, which was this one, the Baturi battery, this guy, so he bestowed, it was Bestow Glow funny enough. It was called Bestow Glow, which it charges fireflies. So the horoscope fortune you get is that you're supposed to go charge up other people. And it kind of gives you a pep talk, and, you know, everybody needs to be charged once in a while, that sort of thing. So it's really a feel-good type of thing with some lore mixed in. Yeah, this is going to be colored shortly. I'd say in the next 5 minutes. At least we're going to start it. But yeah, I'd call it a fantasy field guide, for sure. And I do have a lot of friends that have it for their kids, which I'm happy about, because really that's what I wanted it to be. I described it originally as Zoo Books, if you remember Zoo Books by chance, meets like Studio Ghibli. The two of those. Decent Artist, thank you for the follow. Welcome. So yeah, Studio Ghibli meets Zoo Books. And Pokemon. Honestly, I get a strong Pokemon vibe from it too, so. This is this kind of leaf. I want this to be like a maple leaf, so it looks bigger. There we go. And this one will just be a regular leaf. And then another pill bug. Maybe they're like his cats. Little pill bugs. I want some more stuff in here. It's not lived in enough. Maybe a pan up here? That'd be nice. Gotta think of more things that, you know, you need to live. You need things like pans, pots, cups, trash cans. Honestly, trash cans are kind of a big deal. Maybe just little jars that have spices and things that you can add to your foods. So a little pot here. Maybe throw a little label on it that's turned around, because stuff like that is normal life. Oh, I'm glad, Mushroom. I am glad. What's everybody doing today? Is anybody like arting along with me? Is anybody doing anything right now? I do always love it when people are doing art along with me. It's like we're having a mini art jam. Alright. I think we're about there. I need to take a process photo so that once I actually post this to my Instagram and all that, that I have a version that shows what it looked like. So I'm going to do that in a second. A lot of these lines are going to fade once I add the color, so... You're building a fursuit head. There you go. Is it for you or is it for someone else? Do you do them to order? Yeah, I can do international for sure. I actually have a version that is the international tier. It's only $10. It ships every 3 months so that we both save on shipping. So you get 3 Guardians every 3 months. That way, like I said, at least we keep things cheap for both of us. Arting along. Yeah, Guy. Guy, what are you drawing? Pizza is art every single time. I don't care who you are or what it is. Gabe and I discussed pizza at length last night, and we decided that if you ate pizza every day for every meal, it's okay. It's okay. It's not like chicken fingers or mac and cheese, except I'd eat mac and cheese every day for every meal if I could. What meal would you eat every day for every meal if you could? Aside from pizza. But if it is pizza, you can say pizza. Oh, decent. Yeah, do it. I'm one of the type of people that, first of all, I hate square cut pizza. It's a crime against God. You need to cut it like pie cut, okay? Aside from that, anyway, I fold my pizza. I like to keep all the toppings in. I can't do it flat because everything will just fall off. I have to fold. Do anybody here also fold their pizza? Yeah, Serenity, yeah. Ooh, fashion editorial illustration. That sounds like fun. Oh yeah, decent. The art community on Twitch is amazing. We've been streaming probably since 2016 now, me and my partner, and it's amazing. Like, the people that are the artists on here are fantastic. They're all really supportive, they're really sweet, they're good artists. And if you want any help figuring out what mic and camera and all that to get, hit me up. The mic we have is still... Soggy, if you're still here, it's still the Snowball. Seriously, you bought us a really good thing. It's lasted so long, we just pass it between the two of us. But yeah, Twitch has a great community for it. It's just really hard to make money on Twitch versus YouTube being an artist. So just know that ahead of time. It's kind of a, you know, when you can do it sort of thing. Pizza-abilities. Megan, I love you. You should make a third podcast called Pizza-abilities where you do 30-second sketches like comedy sketches about pizza. Oh, Chicago style from scratch? Dennis, shut up. Are you serious? You're good. Yeah, I fold. Yeah, folding. Is anybody here a square pizza person? If you are, it's okay. I just need to know. I need you to say it so I can ask you a question. Yeah, it less strips on shirts. It's true. You are too right. Okay. Process photo taken. Haha. Haha. Oh, you're recommending Spider-Man 3 to me. Prime, why? 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 Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Ba-ba. Okay. Okay. It is different, but I feel like it's cheating people out of crust. And everyone fights. Everyone. Just make smaller pie cut if you have more people. Don't make a square pizza ever. There's no real good reason for it, you know? But if somebody in here actually likes it, I need to know why. Maybe the only good reason I can think of to have square cut pizza is to stack it like a little lasagna. That would be adorable. It'd be hard as hell to cut because the cheese is always like rubber. It is never nice and soft and pullable and really sexy. It's not sexy cheese. It's like tiles. It's rubbery tile cheese. It's like caulking. It's like grout. Why? I'm very upset about this. I don't know why. Every time Gabe accidentally orders square cut pizza, I want to wring his damn neck. I'm over it. Seriously. Oh. Nightwolf. Well, that's a sweetheart. That's like the opposite of a troll. Nightwolf, you're very sweet. It is not Mickey Mouse. It is a mouse. Not all mice are Mickey Mouse. Get out of here. Are you serious? More toppings, less crust. I like crust. Come on. It's not equal, okay? Pie cut is like the King Arthur round table of pizza. Everyone's equal. Okay? You're doing square cut. You're doing it wrong. Okay? A pizza cake? That's brilliant. Okay. Badger, it's crazy. It's like pub/bar pizza always has rubbery cheese. Not like the drippy, hot, sexy cheese. Rubber cheese. It like, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some places have rubbery cheese. In Illinois, it's Rosati's. It's called Rosati's. It's got rubbery cheese. It's not like a Papa John's, a Domino's, or a Pizza Hut. No. No. Those have sexy cheese. This is like rubber cheese. Why does it look like Mickey Mouse? It's just a mouse. It's a chubby little fat mouse. Oh yeah, provolone, baby. Oh yeah, stringy. Oh my god, Dennis. Yo, you know what the best cheese is? Havarti. Oh man, Havarti. It's so good. Anyway. No, I got you, Badger. I'm just giving you shit. Oh no, Megan. Oh no. Cool. Is this... Am I going on a tirade about the... I'm all for it. Spread it. I got mad feelings about pizza and cheese, alright? Oh man, I'm chubby too. I'm like, I gained so much weight during quarantine. I'm just over it. It's like, whatever. I'll be a fat elf. I was thin and sexy like 5 years ago, but life happened. I'm in my 30s. It's okay. I'm a little tubby. You know, if being a little tubby means pizza, come on. It's okay. Sexy cheese. I don't know. Don't, if you do it, don't tell me what happens. Alright, let's start coloring this, because, I don't know. Havarti or Gouda? Yeah, Gouda's really good, too. I do like the smokiness of Gouda. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Found a cheese comic that I think you may like. Oh, yeah. Where should you post it? We have a funny gifts and stuff channel. You can put it in there. Or miscellaneous, whatever. Or chit chat. There's like 3 different places you can put it. That would be fine. I'll be a fat elf. It's okay. It's okay. Elves don't have to be thin and pretty, right? I can just be a fat elf. Wait, would a fat elf be... Is that just technically a gnome then? Can we just say fat elves are gnomes? Like, yeah, I mean, they're just smaller. You know, I mean, elves are tall and skinny traditionally. Like, I am 7... Wait, how tall am I? I'm 5'7". I'm not 7 feet tall. I'm 5'7". So I guess I'm not short enough to be a gnome. But anyway. Buffalo chicken dip. Oh, man. Oh, my God. I just can't get over when you put mac and cheese on a pizza. That's like... That's where life is just... That's the reason. That's why we're here. Okay? It's mac and cheese pizza. Taco pizza's also good. So is cheeseburger pizza. But out of all the mix and match pizzas, mac and cheese pizza. That's the reason. Mushroom. Yes! It's like his Fat Thor stage, right? Everybody needs a Fat Thor stage. Frick all them skinny ones. I mean, I'm kind of a ratchet elf to begin with, because I'm not, like, delicate, laid-back wood elf, you know. I'm smart, but I'm kind of... I mean, I don't bullshit. I don't do, like, you know, really pretty, gentle, delicate things. I'm a bit too to the point, a bit crass. My mama told me when I was being raised, don't curse so much. Mama elf. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm a little bit ratchet, if I can. I don't even know if that... Can I say ratchet? I don't know. Is that charged yet, culturally? Can I... I don't know. I get scared sometimes of saying things that might not be, I don't know, culturally appropriate for me to say. I try to be sensitive to things. So if I can't say that, someone let me know. Because I'm always late to the party on that stuff. So first we're gonna get down the flats, alright? Which basically means, you know, the base color of everything. This is one way to do watercolor. There's this really awesome watercolor artist that I follow where he doesn't do it this way. He will, like, if something has a shadow, most of the time people will just do flats and then they'll do a shadow color over the flats, right? But for me, you know, I'm gonna do that for now. But for that artist, he ends up leaving that shadow as a complete, like, blank spot, and then he'll mix a new color for that, which looks so much better, but man, does it take planning and a lot of practice to be able to do it. So, it isn't culturally right? Damn it. Oh, it isn't culturally. You mean it's not culturally insensitive? I guess that's more what I mean. Is it sensitive or insensitive, or like where am I at with that? Yeah, if somebody makes pineapple pizza and they don't drain it, man. Dessert pizza is really good. If you ever had like a blueberry crumble dessert pizza that's got like some icing drizzled on it, it's the best. I feel like just pineapple pizzas for people who just can't decide right now what they want. If they want savory or sweet, and they want it both. Maybe they're the same people. Okay, if you're in here and you like pineapple pizza, but you don't want to talk because you know you're going to get flamed, that's okay. I understand where you're at. But I do need to know, if you are here and you like pineapple pizza, do you also like ribs? Because I feel like ribs mix in the savory and sweet too. And if it's yes to both of those, that makes sense to me. I get that then. Similarly to any meat, I guess, or something like that that has like a sweet sauce. You know? That's what I'm thinking, Megan. Yeah, I stopped using ghetto because I heard that was culturally insensitive, so I'm like, okay, I can do that. But is ratchet? I love that word, though. Damn. I'm gonna just start saying gritty or grimy or crummy. I don't know. There you go. Grilled pineapple and rib meat. Get it. Get it. I mean, they put, okay, another one. Pork chops and applesauce. People do that. That almost seems more crazy than pineapple pizza. Now, I'm not on either side of any of this. I'm just trying to make sense of the world, per usual. Smelly white Peter. God. Oh, Lord. What does a bad-smelling elf smell like? Do they still smell good because they're an elf and they can't smell bad? Or is it, like, really bad? I need to know if, like, a bad elf smell is, like, really damn bad. What does it smell like? Is it just, like, dried flowers? Or is it, like, utter shit? Like, what does it smell like? Vote in the comments. Pachulu. Gritty elf. I'm into it. Damn it. Well, I am trying to insult myself, but yeah. Cravings are harsh. I'm sorry. We end up talking about food a lot on here. That's my bad. See? Pork chops and applesauce. I'm telling you. And you like rib meat and sweet things. I'm batting 1,000 here. No, Prickly Badger, you're just eclectic. Smelf. Bad Smelf. I love it. I kind of want to draw a really messed up, nasty trailer park elf. Can we just say redneck elf? No, that sounds bad too. I'll just say gross elf. Smelf's funny. Bad Smelf. Dog toes after running in rain. Where it's kind of good, but kind of bad. Megan. Yes. Yes. Because wet dog is like bad. But rain smell plus dog. Ah, that's not bad. Mushroom. Hi, Run. How are you? Well, then read it. Do it up. Suspiciously specific. It's true. It is pretty on the nose. You gotta hand it to her. She knows what she's doing with that. Oh man. I wanted this to fade out. I guess it's gonna be going to dark anyway, so that's okay. Yeah, this is okay. Well, still wet anyway. Well, that's good. Genius behind the smell being that. That's pretty good. Your roommate, from all you've told me, is a genius, period. So. Dreaming tour. Well, good! Disney, read it. Read it, read it, read it. Let's see. So yeah, for right now, these colors are going to be pretty by the book, just kind of wah-wah. But then I'll start doing the lighting, and it'll get a little bit more interesting, I hope. Because yeah, right now it's just wah-wah. Just get in the base colors, all that. If anybody here is more sci-fi than fantasy, you'll want to check out my partner tomorrow on Twitch. He'll be streaming. I don't know what time. Gabe, what time are you going to be streaming? That's why he's my podcast partner. Well, that makes working easy. Good for you guys. This reminds me of an ice cream sandwich, and I'm having feelings about that. I'm not trying to ignore what I've made, because I think everything I do is subconsciously food. Food, 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 food. 5 p.m. CST tomorrow. His name's Galvasaur. He's my mod. He's right there. Say hi. Hi, Gabe. But yeah, same time I started today, but tomorrow on his channel. He does sci-fi robots and junk. You know, I might even have a thing for you, Gabe. Or you don't even have a thing for you. So look. Look at that. I'm better than you. I'm kidding. I'm not. We're very equal. Very equal. PB&J sandwich. You don't see, like, the gas station sandwich, cookie sandwich? With the... They're always in paper, and there's no way to eat it without getting messy. You know what I'm talking about? What are those called? It's just a cookie sandwich. Cookie ice cream sandwich. What? Why did the mouse pee on the carpet? I guess that's the question of the stream. Why did the mouse pee on the carpet? It's not a joke, but feel free to chime in with your answer. We're just gonna go full out right here. Just go all these colors. Colors, colors, colors. I didn't draw a bathroom. But you know what? It's a mouse. This is water. He could just, this could be his bathroom / garage. I don't know. There's no rules to this crap, alright? He's trapped in your little world without a kitchen or a bathroom. This is a kitchen. Okay, this is a kitchen. Look at that. There's a pan. There's a pot of something. There's a pot cooking something. This is a kitchen. Okay, there's some spices and junk up here. I don't know. You don't sleep next to your kitchen? Why? Sleep next to your food. Guard it. It's important. The bucket was full. Ew. Ew. Oh my god. You guys know what word is worse than, like, so many people have a problem with moist, okay? If that's you, just start thinking of cake, right? That's all I think of. The one I don't like is gushy. I don't like that. I don't like that word. Gushy. It doesn't feel real. Anyway. Where's he supposed to get fresh water? He's got a rain barrel outside. And there's no humans, so the rain is like super pure. Smushy. I'm okay with Smushy. I call my dog Smushy. She's a bulldog. One of my dogs. Smushy. So that has a different connotation already to me. But gushy. There's no good reason for gushy. Ugh. This mouse house painting is falling apart. There's no logic. I actually had somebody that tried to pick apart one of my paintings once. And all I had to, like, respond with, like, he went on a rant about why my painting didn't make sense, why he was mad at it, all this stuff. And all I could say was, dude, it's fantasy. And he shut down. It's like, are you serious? You're trying to logically pick this? Shut up. This mouse is using a leaf as a boat. Get out. Get out of my DMs. What's wrong with you? Go pick on a different thing. Go fight an actual problem. Get out of here. What are you doing? You're wrong. You gotta leave now. Homie. Go now. Right? I know. It was really funny. I laughed pretty hard about it, but I felt bad because the dude was serious. Like, he was serious. Dead serious. I was like, who hurt you, man? Shouldn't be like this. You should be enjoying this. I think it was about my, I did like a little piece about a walnut, and the walnut had a house inside of it. In a very similar situation where the bottom half was like water transport. I don't know. Anyway, it infuriated him. I don't know why. Yeah. So it was a good, actually that's a really good example of when I usually tell you guys, not everybody's going to like your work. That's a good example. But it's like they don't understand they're not supposed to like your work. So some people will tear you apart for their reasons, but really they're just not supposed to like your work, but they don't even know that. So if you ever get attacked for your reasons about doing or making something, it's usually because that person doesn't understand what they even like and they're in the wrong house, let's say. They walked into a house that they shouldn't have and they're like critiquing it. It's like, bro, sci-fi's down the block. You're in the fantasy house. You don't have a say here, you know? Anyway, it was weird. Yeah, you really do. You really do. You have to shut it off because some people they'll go crazy about it. You want a real test of your integrity, though. And, like, if you'll lose it on someone or not, if you're an artist. When you're at a convention, you're going to get tons of people that you're just standing there with your art, right? One of the things that happens is people will just pass you and point at something and say something. It's not always good. And sometimes they think you can't hear them for some reason, but it's like, bro, you're 3 feet away. I totally heard that. And you get some of the most rude people imaginable. You would be so surprised what people will just say out loud while pointing. I don't know, it is the weirdest thing. Hi, Hootie. Hey, Von Black. How are you? Welcome. You wish you could paint traditionally, so do it. The only way to get better at something you suck at is to do it. That's all I gotta say. I mean, really, do it more. Oh, whatever, Badger. I say do it. Do it at least once and see how you feel about it. Anything you have an inkling to try, if you thought about trying it, you should probably try it, no matter what it is. You know, as long as it's not hurting you or others, obviously. But give it a shot. You might like it. Like, I've never actually considered skydiving, so I don't think I'd ever like it. I know I wouldn't, actually. Guaranteed. I would hate it. But I've thought about, like, working with wood and things like that. And it's like, yeah, I would totally do that if I had more time. I do not have time. I barely have time for anything I do. Sounds legit. Just do it. The only thing stopping you is you, right? Right. So stop it. Or start it, rather. Sick. That's cool. That would really suck, though, to live in a bowling alley. It'd be really loud. Anybody see the Constantine movie? I think his friend Beeman lived in a bowling alley. I think he actually lived there. I don't think it was just his office. I think he literally lived there. I leave this strip on the side to test the colors before I put them in. So I use this down here as a shade color, but alone it looks like a really good pan color. So I'm going to make it a pan color too. And maybe this mortar, this stone mortar color. It's not bad. Yeah, he was behind all the pins and stuff. That guy must just have been rattled all the time. Because, I mean, you're hearing pins drop and all that stuff. Dude must have just been a mess. I mean, he was kind of shaky and stuff in the movie, but that's really green. I don't want that. Let's do some water. It might be too dark right away. Nah. Nah. Oh no, it's too green. No. Too green, too green. Too green. Needs more red. There we go. A little bit better, more red. Maybe too much red. Yeah, that's better. Train station. After a nice sky. Yeah, I'm with you, Thev. I think when she scratched the walls, talking about putting up a trap, and when I dropped the ball, she was called Pip. It's crazy to me how common the word Pip is. You could put up live traps. That's what we do. We do live traps, and then we catch things, and then we like drive them to a new location. So we basically run a relocation program for a lot of things. Most of the time it's just spiders and stuff, and we just let them outside. But there was a time where we were living in a place with a bunch of other artists, and we got mice, and we would just take them for a nice drive. But there was this mouse we had living in the stove of this one place we lived in, and we named it Bernie. Bernie stove, you know, and we were gonna write a little story about Bernie the stove mouse, but that just didn't end up happening. But we'd always hear Bernie eating the little crumbs of whatever was on the stove, because he'd come out and you'd hear the thing it was electric stove, and you know those holes that are in the little it's just like a little half sphere. I guess it could be like a mouse skate park, but it's a little half dome inset, and there's a little hole that oh god, I did that on camera. that the electric stuff goes in, right? God, no one clipped that. And he would come out of there, and then he would kind of lift up the coil, right? And he'd come out and he'd eat all the stuff on the stove and dive back in. It's really cute, and I really liked him, but he was starting to eat our bread on the table and stuff like that, so Bernie had to move out because he was eating all of our stuff. I mean, I was fine when he was just eating, you know, whatever he could find, but once he moved to eating the stuff we were eating, I was like, man, no more, Bernie. You've met your quota, dog. You gotta get out. Oh, burner plate. Oh. But they're coils. It's not, they're like actual iron coils that go around. It's like an old electric stove. Maybe it's still called a burner plate. I don't know, but they really look like coils. But yeah, good old Bernie. He was a nice mouse. Luckily, we haven't had any mice here. I remember the first house I got, we had a mouse infestation in the ceiling of our basement, and like you could take down a tile and it was just all mouse stuff, and you're like, oh god. You're welcome, Mushroom. Thanks for coming. Oh, interesting. Well, thank you, Black. That's cool. I didn't know all that. If nothing else from your streams, you can learn a lot from people. You get so many different kinds of people in your streams, and everybody knows something different. You can definitely learn from folks. Alright, so we can start getting to the point where we have light sources giving off light now. So, oh wow, that's really blue. I'm okay with it though. So this fireplace is one of the light sources, right? And then we have a candle in the bottom, which that can give off some light. I don't know what half of this other crap is. I accidentally went too far over on that. Oh, Vaughn. I can try. I knew Yvonne. But if that is what you would like to be called, I can try my best. Oh no, the birdseed! Yeah, the only thing I don't like about the littles outside, the chipmunks and the squirrels and stuff, is they steal my birdseed. And I'm like, that's for the birds. And I always try to take some birdseed and go give it to the littles so they don't have to go steal it from the birds. But they get greedy, and then I get mad at them because they try to go up and steal more seed than allotted, their rations that I've given them. And they get super greedy, and they try to break into my bird feeders. I'm like, come on, man. I gave you seed. You should be happy with what you got. Nope. Oh, Tyler! Thank you for the raid! How's your stream? Cats for the mice? Oh, that's nice. Somewhat. Poor mousies. Mouses. All the mouses. You guys should go check out my buddy Tyler, who's raiding right now. He does a lot of really good work. Sketch Geek is his name. Go give him a look. Got a lot of character work. In case you're into characters, cool, exaggerated styles, that would be him. Get him, boys. Oh, gotta color this sack. Gushy Steve. Ugh. Would they get me banned? What about just Steve? I can remember Steve. I'm with it enough. I can get that. They just ruin everything. Yeah, man. Oh. I love rodents. I love them. But squirrels have always rubbed me a wrong way. Just because they've been stealing from the poor little birds. You know? I don't like my squirrels. I don't. I don't. Take out for cats. No! Yeah, we have dogs too, but we have bunnies that come in and they're really cool about everything. They're like, I'm gonna just eat some weeds and have a couple clovers and I'm out. It's okay, I'm good. And the bunnies will come in and the dogs look at the bunnies and then they leave. But the squirrels, man, I can't tell you how much I don't appreciate what they do. Steve the Hedge. Yeah, and I don't mind rabbits. I don't have any flowers that they eat or anything right now, so I'm cool with the rabbits. But the squirrels, it's just a whole different thing, you know? When you're stealing from someone less fortunate than you, aka the little birds, come on. Come on. And it's a fat squirrel. He's fine. He doesn't need more. And they're like kamikaze, man. They got no respect for nothing. They'll just dive at things, break them off stuff. They don't care. They don't care how they do it or what happens to them as they do it. They just want to get what they want. They're crazy. They are crazy. Especially these Illinois squirrels. Oh, flying squirrels probably worse. They might be okay though. They're cute as hell though. Maybe the fact that they're cute makes them less of jerks. I don't know. Alright, I'm getting to the point that most of the flats are done. This is the only time during the week that I can chill, so I'm trying to milk it. This is my relaxing painting. Otherwise, I'm always doing work, artwork, literal artwork. So, just taking my time, trying to keep it just, woo, nice and easy going. Fuzzy jerks. Oh, they dug up your potted succulents? No! I mean, maybe if you saw them like wearing them as hats or something, that would have been worth it, but overall it doesn't sound like it. Not worth it. 2 out of 10 would not squirrel again. Oh man, I totally forgot about over here. That's okay. That's okay. Alright, I'm gonna try to go dark with this, because if I don't go dark right away with something, it takes me like a million different layers to just do it. So if I just do it right now, maybe it'll be better. So I'm just gonna go for it. And then we'll figure it out later. I mean, we're in the basement of his house anyway, so... But don't forget, this is a firefly. So we do want to kind of have some little bit of... I did want this to kind of bleed off the page, but we'll see how this goes. It might not be so good. A little gradient there. This is too hard of a line. There you go. Alright. That's not so bad. I can deal with that. Let's do this. Let's do this next. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then this is kind of a fall off, I guess, from the... because the candle's down here, so... we want to make sure it's... you know, the range of the actual shadow makes sense. And then, of course, the water. The water's going to have little glints that are going to be shiny, but we put those in later. I'll try to omit some the closer we get to the candle, but I also have to put in the shadow that the boat is casting on the water. So that's behind it and down that way. But the water's going to be dark anyway, so we have to be kind of careful. I think this will just be my this stream that I do. Last week we did 3 during the stream, but this one's a little bit more intricate and I kind of want to take my time on it, honestly. So, we're going to have this one be the one we do for the stream, I think. And if anybody's interested in this, I will be selling it. So you get that, if you'd like that. You can call dibs on it if you'd like. Horde of pigeons. Oh no. Man, I wish we could have chickens. Apparently we can't. So we have 2 light sources here. We've got the firefly and we've got the candle here. The candle's not going to do too much. I'm going to get rid of some of this color. Just a little bit. And then we're going to put some colors here because I haven't done that yet. Let's give him a little red jacket. Does anybody have any questions so far on why I chose to do something? That yellow's too green. No. No. Where's I going with this? Maybe in here? I'm gonna come back up here and do some more lighting in a minute. I look like John Travolta? Thank God. Just kidding. Which John Travolta? Young Travolta or old Travolta? Are you jealous because you want to look like John Travolta? Is that what's happening? Do I really look like John Travolta? I don't think so. Beginning tips. Well, don't go too big. The best bit of advice I can give you on anything art related that, you know, when you're going to start doing something is to do it small. So honestly, doing little studies like this, perfect. Start really small and only do bigger drawings, paintings, canvases, what have you, as you feel comfortable with it. Because you'll learn a lot quicker how to treat a composition and the size or space you have sooner by just doing it small and doing more quantity of it. If you just do one giant 18 by 24 canvas of one painting, you're going to learn a lot slower how to treat composition and spatial everything, you know, than you would if you had done like 5 smaller pieces, right? So when you're first starting off, I like to say that quantity is more important than quality. And then once you finally get kind of in the groove of how things work and you know how to give spatial allotment to stuff, then you can actually pull back and focus on quality. But in the beginning, failing at a lot of things and fine-tuning is more important. So in regards to watercolor and things like that, yeah, that's a good way to go about it. I think also with any medium you do, watercolor or otherwise, it's important to understand color and lighting. I'm not the best at color, but I have a pretty basic understanding of it. So there's that. You're just high. Hi, Sketch. High on the juice. In terms of watercolor too, you don't go too dark too quick until you know what you're doing. The main thing with watercolor is to layer. It's a layering medium. Unlike like acrylic and stuff, you don't really build up acrylic. Acrylic is super opaque right away, but watercolor depends a lot on layering. So you want to make sure that you're doing light to dark, you know? And until you understand how lighting works and color works and all that, it's gonna be a bit. Oh, no, he looks way too much like Winnie the Pooh. Hold up. I gotta change that. My question for you, Thev, is what kind of detail is it? Is it detail that... Oh, Steve, thank you! I appreciate that. That's the first amount of bits I've gotten in a while. For some reason, Twitch, like, there's not much of bits or donations anymore. It's the weirdest thing. But details. So detail's interesting because some people do detail because they know what they're doing. Some people do detail to hide what they don't know. You don't always need detail either. There's going to be this whole thing that you'll find out later that people are so swayed by detail and oh my god, this is so detailed, and people love detail. But that doesn't necessarily make your piece better either. Decide first if your piece absolutely needs detail, because it may not. It may be more of a simple piece, you know, that doesn't really need much. You know, not everything needs detail. Just remember that. And you can dial detail to show what, you want to be seen, and then like dial it down on the parts you don't, because the more detailed something is, the more your eye goes to it. So if your entire piece is just detail, there's no hierarchy. People won't know where to look. That's when people start saying it's too busy, or they won't even like look at it because there's too much. So a lot of the time you want to actually focus on what's important, put the detail there, and kind of have a gradation of detail fall off, Oh, you're welcome, Steve. Thank you. Yeah, knowing where to put it is important, And you can do the same thing with lighting. Lighting's important for that too. Single subject. Oh, that's good, Dev. Good. Like, even with, when you're doing animals, dialing, like, even the fur detail can even affect a piece. Because doing it all over, if you're one of those people that just does all the hairs on everything, and the whole thing is just, you can see all the fur hairs, it's too much. You gotta decide where you really need it, and where it sticks out on the animal so much so that you can figure out its texture. Because the rest of it, it's just, you don't really need it, Just decide where you need it and spend your time where it needs to be instead of where it doesn't, I need to soften some of this. I'm getting walls. Let's do... I'm starting to need my smaller brush. So I go over it again with a really fine-tipped pencil again. So in the beginning I draw it with the brown Prismacolor, and then I go over it again later with a brown Prismacolor. So you kind of go over it twice, but sometimes it needs it, because being a colored pencil, it kind of gets fuzzy the more water you add. So yeah, you kind of got to go over it again. The angel's watching. Oh no! She's gonna get me. That thing is so scary. What's it called again, Sketch? What's like the official name of it? Sketch, do you know what Razafon is? Have you ever heard of the anime Razafon? Because it really reminds me of one of the mechs in Razafon. God, this looks too much like Winnie the Pooh, so I have to change it. I'll give him a little... That's not going to work either. I think I'll just have to change up maybe a different part of him. Maybe he's got a hat. I will put in a hat. Nope. You should look up Razafon. There's a few mechs that kind of look like it. I also don't like giving my mice shoes, so I'm not going to do that. And then we're going to give this little firefly little... I'm not used to switching my brushes, so if it looks awkward when I'm actually painting with this thin brush, it's because I am. I'm very awkward with it. Like I said, I'm not used to painting with a different brush. I usually use the same brush like the whole time. And I still have to go in and do more lighting with this, but I'm getting there. Let's see. Okay. What is everybody's favorite thing to draw? Just in general. I know that's a super generic question, but I feel like no one really asks those things very often. I don't know. I find it interesting. I always want to draw, but I can never find the strength to make myself do it. Mental health gets in the way of everything. I just want to draw cute things. Just close your eyes and put your hand on the paper and just start doing it. And then eventually you'll be like, oh, it looks like crap. And then you'll start drawing something better. At least that's worked for me in the past. Like, whenever you're scared to draw something, usually the hardest part is picking up the pen and paper or pencil and paper, so just do it without thinking about it. The minute you start thinking about sometimes you're already failing. So when I'm in that mood and I can't even, like, lift anything, muscle memory comes into play pretty hard. Same rule I have for getting a new, like, sketchbook. If you get a new sketchbook and you're scared as hell to draw on it, destroy the first page. Just destroy it. Make it look like utter crap. Like, scribble all over it. Make it look just, ugh. Because then, that's the bar for the rest of the book. So anything you do after that will be better than that. So it kind of takes the pressure off, and then, you know, you're not as scared to make the rest of the book look like crap. Oh, that's cute, Sketch. That's a really nice idea. Well, if you ever get scared of, like, if you have a book with nice paper, try that destruction method. Sometimes that really does help. In your underwear and all the drawing. That's cute. Honestly, whenever I draw myself, it's typically kind of fuggy. I wonder if I got it here anywhere. I don't think I've put it in here yet. No, I don't think I do. Huh. No. Weird. Oh well. I'll have to do it later. Oh, that's cute. I find I draw myself less than most artists draw themselves. If I do, it's just a chibi. But I don't do self-portraits. For me, I don't really see much of a reason. Maybe I'll make that green. There's not enough green going on. I'll do another green up here. And it looked cute. I mean, that could be your thing, sketch. That could be your definite thing. You get known for being the one to draw really morbid things really cute. The most important thing is that you draw what you want to draw, whatever it is. You'll find your people eventually. You just gotta keep doing that thing. And they'll eventually find you. That's the hardest part, is to stick it out until someone finds you. It's like being in a creative desert, you know? Like, you keep creating and you keep waiting for the people to come that, you know, are into what you're into, and then they'll like your stuff, but you gotta wait. You gotta wait till they come along. It can be a long time. Well, I have this idea that I tell people who have trouble always knowing what to draw. I call it a happy hardcore list. And yes, it is named because of the genre happy hardcore, because I enjoy that genre quite a bit. But it has a practical application as well, where you make one column that's happy things that is full of everything that you're comfortable drawing at all times, no matter when it is. Good mood, bad mood, whatever. Your happy list is all the things that you feel comfortable with. Your hardcore side is all the stuff that you're feeling kind of unsure about, or the things that you eventually want to tackle and get better at, stuff like that. So depending on what mood you are in that day, if you're feeling pretty good, you're pretty confident, you're like, yeah, I want to take on something new, go to your hardcore list and look at the things and be like, I'll do that one today, and I'll work on that one. You know, whatever it may be. Maybe it's boats. You want to draw more boats. I don't know. But maybe boats are on your challenge list, you know, your hardcore list. Your happy side is the stuff that, like I said, maybe you're feeling down, you don't feel good about anything you're drawing, you're trying new things and they're failing, right? You're just having a bad day. Go to your comfort zone and draw those things that you've drawn a million times that always make you happy and never fail to uplift you. That's your happy side. So I call that like a happy hardcore list. So you have both. Really, guy? Everybody I tell that is like, really? But that's not like, you know, medieval or anything. I'm like, no, but energy, like, it's 128 RPM at least, you know, it's happy music. I don't know. And it's the sort of techno that has a very specific type of synth to it that I am just addicted to. So, a long, long time. And, you know, Serenity, you're going to have those days. It's okay. Everybody has those days. Even the best artists ever have those days. What's important is that, you know, you understand it, you forgive yourself, maybe you still try a little bit, and if it's just not working out, you know, figure it out later. You can always try again. I'm having conflicting ideas of what I want in certain areas in this, and it's ruining parts of it, so I'm just gonna go for it here. And I'm gonna really lean into this lighting. And then I'm gonna go back and do some more shadows. Oh, you were a DJ? Oh man, yes! Really? Okay. Well, happy hardcore is one of them. Yeah, so I'm glad you can kind of tell that about me. That's pretty fun. Was it fun being a DJ? I assume so. gonna... Let's see. So... I also like a lot of metal, though. So I don't know if that fits into the same mold or not, but I do enjoy metal. Some of my favorite DJs for Ed, if you want to look him up. Let's see, Hixie. They're kind of by the book. Breeze and Styles. I forget if I spelled it right. I think it's Styles. I like DJ UFO, but they didn't do much. Oh, you know what? Just check out, see if you can find Happy Hardcore Volume 7. Or Chapter 7, it's called. If you can find that album, that's a good album. It's kind of it's a compilation CD. Or Gabba or techno. Gabba's a little bit harder for me. Like, it's a little too repetitive. Similar to hardcore. Hardcore's a little bit too dun 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 dun. But I can do some of it. Just because when it's heavy, I like that. That's good. But I do like soft stuff too. Like, I still like Enya and shit like that. But I'm not really a chill elf. You know, I get people coming in there like, oh man, this stream's so chill. I'm like, really? I don't really see myself as chill. Okay, that's cool though. I'm into it. If I come across as chill, awesome. I can get with it. That's fine. I mean, I am watercoloring a pretty chill scene, I guess, so I'll just say I'm complex. We'll go with that. And there we go. Gotten to the point on my palette, I'm just mixing all the colors to get colors I want, which seems to be a certain stage in painting, I feel like. Aren't we all complex? I'd like to think so. Some people more complicated than others, but I think for the most part everybody's complex. Then again, I guess the term simps wouldn't have come to be if everybody was complex. I guess that means some people aren't complex. I don't know. Layers is good. I'm the type to not reveal many layers unless you get to know me. I once lived with somebody for 2 years and they didn't know much about me at all. At all. Like, they had this version of me in their head that was completely not who I was. And it was really weird because they would be like, oh, that's so Ashley. I'm like, no, it's not. That's really not me. Why do you think that's me? That is not me. It's kind of maddening because it's like you don't want them to think the wrong like version of you, but at the same time, at that point, if they didn't take the time to get to know you, you don't want to spend time with them anymore. You know what I mean? That's kind of weird. I pretend I write comics. Oh, Guy. You do write comics. You do. You gotta be nicer to yourself. Yeah, I'm pretty alright with this. I'm gonna go back in soon and start lining it. There gets to be a point in a painting where I'm like, I really miss the lines. So then I want to go back in and put them in. But I also have to pop color too. Color pops. It's just maddening because it's like you live with somebody for so long, you'd think they would get to know you. Oh yeah, Serenity, you're the little kitten. You're a sweetheart. Then again, I've known you now for a few years, so I guess I've had time to peel back your layers. That sounds bad. Wow. I don't think there's any way to say that well. Honestly, if we're gonna say they're layers. That's what we say. Ugh, I might have muddied this a bit. Yeah, really, you know? But, I don't know. They're kind of into themselves, too, so I get it. I wasn't high on their priority list, which was fine. Obviously, I'm not there anymore, so that's okay. Shit happens. Alright, so I'm going to be doing a lot with this, I think, with pencil. Because there's a lot of details that I want to get in that aren't necessarily... I don't know, they don't have to be paint, I guess. And we'll go back in a little bit with the... for the water. And then, yep, so I'm going to be on for probably 15 more minutes and then we're going to cut it. So if anybody has any questions or wants to talk about anything specific, feel free to bring it up. Now's the time. Alright, I'm going to let this dry. So I'm pretty sure I'm where I want to be. And then we'll go in and do the final junk. No, I think you're just really chill, Serenity. You're really low key. I don't know. I think you appreciate darkness and you see its value, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're dark. You know? I feel like there's a reason, you know, for experiencing all these emotions, and they're not necessarily bad when you do, you know? Of course I'm missing the one thing I needed. What's that about? Yes, a dry erase marker. That's what it was. No. Oh, for goodness sakes. I think it's in the other room. No. Wait, hold on. I think it's behind me. Ah. Yep. It was behind me the whole time. I think that's honestly kind of worthwhile, Ed. I'm the same way. Now I am. But at the same time, it depends on where I am. If I'm at a convention, I have to be pretty on and in your face. But if I'm at a party or something, I'll kind of hang back and assess people first, you know, to see what the vibe is and kind of change accordingly. I don't want to say I'm a chameleon, but I do like to read the room. And I think that's just smart, you know? I mean, you don't want it to be like a funeral setting and you come in all, you know, boppy. It's not, ooh. Hidden light. Oh, Thev. You have a way with words. Okay. Oh, I should have done that more yellow. Dang it. That's okay. I can go back with that later. Let's do this one first. It doesn't want to go right now. That would be lit pretty well. Alright, I'm gonna do this. So that's gonna kind of set the vibe of the light starting now. And I'll go through. Of course, there's going to be more speck highlights closer to the candle. And the further you go away, the further it's not gonna cause as many. Yeah, no, I think artists like feeling the range of emotions. Like, we're not afraid to kind of dip into our darkness or run from it, really. We like to utilize it. So I think then we don't get bored with our art. We don't get bored with ourselves. You know, we have a range that we can tap into, you know, to call on these skills, I guess. Honestly, I see it as they're different types of magic. And as artists, we can kind of tap into a couple different kinds, you know, depending on our needs and what we want to get out of something. So if we need to tap into something a little bit darker, might need to. Oh man. I mean, do any of you know people who draw a lot of happy stuff who are actually really kind of messed up or dark inside? Like, you know, just because you draw a certain thing doesn't mean you're a certain way, you know? I think, honestly, that's most apparent with parents. Parents of artists tend to, like, if we do something dark, you know, who here has a parent that's been worried about you? You know? Where sometimes, yeah, I mean, yeah, it does mean that something might be wrong, but a lot of the time it's just how we're expressing ourselves to get that feeling out. It doesn't necessarily mean we are that way, you know? That sort of thing. The fireplace is cat-shaped. I could maybe see that. Ah, goth phase. I too had a goth phase. I've been through a lot of phases. My parents thought it was cool. My goth phase. Just because they liked the music I was into, too. Because they grew up with Alice Cooper and stuff, so when I was into Marilyn Manson and Korn and everything, they were into it. They understood it. I'm still into Manson. Hard. Though his new song sucks. It's not good. It's not him. But I don't want to say that it's not purely him, because, I mean, artists change, so if that's where he's at now, that's okay. It's just not for me anymore, and that's fine. Glad he's following his cravings. Shouldn't get mad at artists when they change. You can be a little disappointed, but at the same time, at least you had, you know, the time you did when they were making the stuff you liked. So, like, examples. I feel like Tori Amos and Trent Reznor both were making their best music when they were on drugs. And I think that goes for a lot of artists, or at least musicians, when they were making their best stuff when they were high. And then, you know, they get clean, and I'm proud of them and all that. But, I mean, I'm gonna miss the really cool shit, you know? But at the same time, it's just, that's what happens, you know? And as an artist, if you need to change, you change. If people don't come with you, that's okay. Then it's not for them, you know? Again, your art is for you first and foremost. You'll get new people who enjoy it no matter what stage you're at, so you might as well just follow what you want to be happy, because you're in it to make you happy. You should be in all this to make you happy. Because why else do it, you know? As artists, I feel like we're pretty naturally selfish. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Cute. Exactly, Ed. That's a really good way of putting it. I love that. It's a part of you, even if it's not what defines you. I'm gonna actually screenshot that. You said something awesome. That's a damn good point. Props to Ed. That was good. Yeah, and I think having a ton of influences is really good. Just as an artist, you have all these things in your mind's melting pot that help create what you are. Because if you don't have many influences, you know, if it's just like one or two things, your art's going to be very flat. You know, you're not going to have many things at work that are kind of sloshing around in your brain, not many ingredients you can pull from to make something cool. So a lot of the time I feel like that's when artists have a lot of the same looking stuff over an amount of time, which I feel like can be bad, you know. I gotta sharpen my pencil and it's gonna be noisy. Hold on. That's true, Ed. Teamwork. You and Thev both. That was a good team effort. You guys came up with something truly kind of elegant there. Okay, so this is where things start getting more defined and I can kind of further shade stuff. I get rid of that little bug I had down there. It's a little bit too far gone now. Just actually hint it that the walls are there. Looks a lot more rough on screen. Let's see if you can. It's not as dark as that. I mean, it's lighter. It's lighter than this, but it's darker than that. I have to think of one of your latest posts, Face Your Art. And the same face syndrome. Yeah, same face syndrome is something that you kind of have to get over. Like, you have to admit you have it and then make strides to kind of get over it. And I feel like we've all been there. But all it is I feel like once you realize how to kind of fix it, then it kind of becomes easy. Because when you're doing a face, and you're not drawing from a picture or anything, and you just want to avoid the same face syndrome, as you're drawing it, just be like, okay, I'm going to do the nose now, and then picture it as one of those character creators where you can actually, like, widen the nose, or upturn it, or make it go down, or make it bigger. Think about each part of the face doing that, and then realize that every part that you do that to is going to affect other parts. So, actually, maybe not necessarily. But, you can take angles and size and just think of all the attributes you could change about a part of the face, and then just start doing that. Bigger noses, smaller eyes, things like that. It can take a while, but knowing that you have a problem is the first step, Oh my god. Sumiko Garashi is trying to get my attention. Would love to give it my attention, but good job, guy. Yeah, it does take a while. I think I had it for a little bit. And I've had my Instagram for a really long time. I think since 2012, somewhere in there. So if anybody wants to see as far back as it goes, you can see a lot of my older stuff, and even when I kind of had that problem. So you're welcome to look at my failures, because they helped me, get better. So, I don't know, I'm proud of them. I'm proud of all my old work because it helped me get to where I am now. Which is still not, like, where it ends. It's not the best I ever could be. But it's definitely better than it used to be. And as long as you can say that about what you're doing, you're doing it. You're succeeding. If part of succeeding is, failing and learning, then don't you want to fail, kind of? And in a sense, I just feel like the idea of the word failure has a bad connotation. It's like, well, failure isn't necessarily not doing something to the caliber you wanted it done. I feel like true failure is just quitting, But even then, like, failing sometimes is necessary. Like, maybe you really don't want to do that thing, so you have to quit it. it doesn't mean that you're any less of a person. It just means that you figured out, well, okay, like let's say you wanted to be an artist and then you had to stop because you're like, this isn't fun. This isn't what I actually want to do. And we've known a lot of people that, it has that rock star effect where you want to either be a rock star or a groupie, and you start trying to go for it and you're like, wait, no, I don't want this. No. So, I mean, depending on, how it goes for you, it's okay. The main thing is that you're putting your energy and your time into something that's actually feeding you. And I don't mean literally feeding you, but it could be. But like feeding your heart and what you want to do. That's important. So if you have to quit something to do that, don't be afraid of it. There's no shame in that. Like, technically, I had to quit working in games because it wasn't feeding me and my spirit anymore. My soul. It wasn't good for me anymore because it was from a money-hungry place. Like, working in mobile games was not a positive experience, and because it hurt more than helped, I didn't want any part of that anymore. And there's no shame in that. You're protecting yourself. You're saving yourself. It does sound definitive, and it shouldn't. Just call it trial and error instead of failure. Trial and error sounds so much more sciencey. You're trying out hypotheses you have. You're doing experiments. I feel like saying you're doing experiments has more of a inquisitive, curious nature to it that's a lot more healthy. Screw this success and failure view of it. That's BS. That's just going to cause heartache. Tanyuka? Did I say that right? Tanyuka? Hi. Welcome. But I just know that I can't tell her because she's not seeing... If she doesn't see her mistakes, if you are a true friend, you'll tell her. And if she's a good artist, she'll take the critique and apply it. Or at least take the critique in a noble way. She won't fight you. But some people aren't meant to be, and they can't take critique. So, if that's her, she's going to have a really hard time being an artist. But Serenity, I'd tell her. It's better she knows than continually making the same mistakes, especially if you see them. Help her out. Like, I would want you to help me if I ever did something wrong. Tell me. Like, full disclosure, I had paid for an ad to run recently for my Patreon stuff that had a spelling error in it, and it was in a very large way. Like, it was front and center, and I posted it on Instagram, and no one told me. Even Gabe didn't even tell me. He didn't know. He didn't see it. And maybe other people didn't see it either, but it took over 2,000 views for one person to be like, hey, you have a spelling error here. Did you know that? And I was like, oh my god. I was pretty mortified for a minute. Because, I felt like, why didn't more people tell me? Were they just thinking I was stupid and walking off? Why didn't anybody tell me? So, it's like having something in your tooth. You want to be told you've got broccoli or spinach in your tooth instead of walking around talking to all these important people about it, right? So, I think it's much better to be just honest and straightforward with people. Be like, hey, that arm, that looks pretty messed up. You might want to change it like this or this. And, helping people by giving them ways to fix it will usually lessen the blow instead of just being like, hey, this sucks. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. Try to give them some, ways to fix it and try to be soft about it. Do the sandwich method. I believe in the sandwich method. You tell them something good about it, you tell them the critique, and then you tell them something good again. So you end on a good note, you went in with a good note, and you get out, with having told them what they need to hear. I believe in the sandwich method. It hasn't really failed me. I think just people who are overly defensive will probably still be overly defensive, but for the most part, you can, tell people a lot of criticisms and things like that. But also ask somebody, hey, before you start criticizing something, ask them, is it okay if I give you some feedback on this? And they might not just be in the mood for it that day. So if they're like, no, not right now, just be like, okay, well, I'll save it for a later time. Just let me know. Because I might be in a terrible mood one day and I don't want to hear any feedback. We have them. We have bad days like that. It's okay. It's vital for progress. It's true. Agreed. Better and easily. Yeah, if she can't handle the critique then you might have to critique her on how she handles critique and tell her that, hey, if you ever want your art to, get better, the faster that you have critique, it'll help. However, sometimes you'll get people who will critique you who don't know what they're talking about. It happens. I mean, when you go to art college, you're going to get people who have an opinion on it, who state it as fact, and they don't know what they're talking about. If that happens, or even if you aren't sure if it's true or not, go ahead and cross-check it somewhere. If somebody's like, oh yeah, the shoulder doesn't connect to the trapeze that way, it's actually more like this, be like, okay, thank you for your critique. Be gracious and cordial about it, but then go check the hell out of what they said, okay? Like, take down all the feedback you get, but not all feedback you get is useful. All feedback you get is good. Does that make sense? It's all good to get feedback, right? No matter what kind. It's like the whole all PR is a good PR sort of thing. It's just not all of the feedback's going to be useful, but getting feedback is good. And it's healthy for you to experience getting feedback too, because if you don't get used to people critiquing your stuff and it happens one day and you go mental, that's bad. You don't want that. So get to the point you're used to it, at least. Cheese wheels. Alright. I'm gonna be stopping in a second once I get this. Any last bits you guys want to talk about? Oh yeah, this boat needs some help. This isn't fully done. This still needs some help, but we've got it to a pretty decent point. I think I need to put his eye in because I feel like people don't know where his eye is. This just went too far. See, I told you guys, there's always somebody who's asking, what kind of creature lives here in the houses I make? So like this one, at the last stream, I was getting so many people asking what kind of creature lives here, and I want you to be able to think of it yourself. I want some of my art to be interpretive. Obvious answer, frog. But you could get a little bit more inventive with it, whatever. But in this one, I decided, hey, let's put in a mouse. It's a mouse boy. That catches fireflies. Thought the gerbil in the current one looks like a mouse. Yeah, I don't like gerbils. I don't know if anybody knows this about me, but those of you who know me, like come to every stream and know me really well, gerbils are actually the one rodent next to squirrels that I don't like. I had gerbils growing up, and they ended up eating each other when I was a kid, so it kind of scarred me. And gerbils just feel not quite mouse, not quite hamster, and for some reason that bothered me. I like mice and hamsters so much, but gerbils, not into them, you know? I hate squirrels. Yeah, one ate the other one. I named them Seabiscuit and Big Al, and Seabiscuit was the girl and Big Al was the guy. And one morning I woke up, and I was a kid, and this is why kids should not own rodents, in my opinion. Get them a fish. Fish are easier. Rodents are very delicate, and they're very specific, right? Even hamsters. I don't know why hamsters got such a rep for being a kid's pet, but they really shouldn't be. But gerbils, yeah, mine. I must have not fed them or something. I don't know, but Seabiscuit, like, one morning was eating Big Al's stomach. Like, I went over and I saw her on his, going at his side, and I was like, what are you doing? And I was like, 6 years old or something. I don't know. And she turned around and she just had blood all over her and stuff. I was like, oh my god. This is nuts. Your aloe plant's named Big Al. Oh my god. Gerbils, they eat each other and their children. Hamsters and gerbils, I think all rodents do potentially eat their kids. But like, it depends on, I guess, a lot of factors. I know hamsters have that ability too, and you have to, like, take the young away in under certain circumstances, things like that. But no, this is just, they were full grown adults and all that. So anyway, that happened. But there's a follow-up to that story that is kind of funny, but I don't want to prolong it. I should have had, I guess, a trigger warning before I said that. I'm getting used to all these things, so I apologize if that triggered anybody. Not my intention. Okay, so there's this. We've got the firefly down there. He's got his thing going on. Guess we could go more dark here. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Yeah, except for I had 2 Robovorskis and they were okay. If they grow up together, I think it's different. But yeah, putting 2 new ones in there, it's hard. Oh god, no. Putsy, no. Alright, so I'm gonna be ending the stream here shortly. Gabe, my partner, will be on Twitch tomorrow, 5 p.m. CST, under Galvasaur. He does a lot of sci-fi stuff. And raise you another one of them. Looks like department lots of rats, and when it breaks, someone was supposed to come feed the rats. They forgot. A month later, only 1 rat was left because they ate the rest of the rats. A nest of baby bunnies. Phil is awful. Oh, bunnies do scream, and it's one of the worst screams you'll ever hear in your life. That is an awful story, Dennis. That needed a trigger warning. So, Sayawada, thank you for the follow. Sayawada. I appreciate that. But does that mean, Dennis, that rat ruled them all? That it was like the strongest rat? Or do you think he just hid and camped while everybody was getting eaten? Hi, Chuncho. Did you miss your mama? You happy boy. One of my dogs just plodded over. I think he's going. I want to say the mouse is going on a journey. I want to say he's putting this sack in here. Then again, he left his fire going, so maybe he's not fully done packing yet. But I always like to think they're going on a journey rather than coming back. I think coming back, I would have had a different staging. I would have probably had the mouse coming at the camera with something, like he was going to sit it down over here. I think the fact that he's at the boat almost says, I'm leaving, you know, rather than I'm coming home. So that sort of mentality can definitely play into how you stage your pieces. You know, and then if you get enough space to show, is he tired? What's his facial expression look like? Like, you know, stuff like that. So I'm going to put this on my website unless some of you guys, someone here maybe wants it. You can claim it. This one would probably be $30. Otherwise, I will put it on my website and you can get it on there in a couple days. But yeah. I forgot to do everything on this freaking side of the house. There we go. That's a little bit better. This should be a little bit... There you go. Alright. And I'll cut it down, obviously. Like, you know, it'll be cropped nicely. This is my little test palette on the side. Totally, Ed. Totally. Good point, Serenity. No good, Dennis. Poor thing. Oh well. Alright. I'm going to end it here. I wonder... I don't have my Twitch up anymore because I'm using Streamlabs, so it makes it really hard to raid people because I don't know who's on. Let me see if there's anybody real quick. But let me put here, if anybody's new here or lurking, you can find me on all the social media stuffs, primarily on Instagram. I've been kind of chilling when it comes to posting stuff lately. Like, I haven't been posting a ton all the time. I have been doing a lot of marketing junk, just because I really want to pimp my Patreon. Honestly, I have a lot of fun with it, so I really think people enjoy it, and I like doing it, so I don't know. I just want to help out. Let's see if any of my friends are on. No. None of my friends are on. Oh, Saturday. You were so silly. Okay, so I'm on, despite what it says underneath the video, if you're on the computer, I'm on Saturdays at 5 p.m. CST. I'm going to have to change it down there. But you can find a lot of these ATCs on my website. This one's not up yet, but it will be. Then there's a Pillbug water slide park. Kind of cute. And then this one's somewhat spoken for. They have to get back to me, but it's got a glow-in-the-dark feature, which I was planning to do on this one. So I'm still going to do that on this one. I'll put a glow-in-the-dark on these 3 things. So this will be, and I'll put it up on my website unless somebody claims it before then. But yeah. Thank you! You're welcome, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, okay? Stay safe, wear a mask, keep your distance, be nice, be considerate. everybody's going through different stuff. Just be compassionate about it, you know. But yeah, thanks for coming. I appreciate